Welcome back to FM Story. We're approaching the midway point of season 16 of the Save, and things are still going outstandingly well. We've already won the UEFA Super Cup this season. We've got the final of the League Cup coming up against Hibs. We're top of the Champions League phase with 4 wins out of 5, with our only defeat of the season in any competition coming against Ajax in the Champions League. And as far as the league's concerned, we're top of the table. We're 12 points clear of Hibs, who are in second. We're 14 points clear of Rangers, who've played 2 games more. We're also 14 points clear of Celtic, and they've played 1 game more. So things are going really well. And hopefully we can add another bit of silverware in this episode. We've made it to the League Cup final against Hibs, and things have gone reasonably well since the end of the last episode. We started off with a 2-0 victory away at Ross County. We drew 0-0 at home to Aberdeen in the league, and then we had our second loss of the season in the Champions League. We got off to a horrendous start when we lost Van Giesel, sent off after 6 minutes. He'd already scored an own goal by that point. And also we ended up losing that game 3-1. But we've got 4 wins out of 6 so far in the Champions League. It's got to give us a pretty strong chance of finishing in the top 8 and skipping the knockout playoff round. As far as the league's concerned, those 2 games mean that we are currently 12 points clear of Celtic with 2 games in hand on them. We're 14 points clear of Rangers still with 2 games in hand on them. And we're now 14 points clear of Hibs, having played the same number of games. But now all attention turns back to the League Cup final. We've got almost a full strength squad available. We've got a couple of players that are coming back from injury. We've got no one suspended, no one definitely out of the game. So hopefully we can put a strong team out and come away with yet another trophy. So this is the side we've gone with for the final. It's on paper probably our strongest team. You could argue whether Cochise, Kerr or Pasquale would be better off the left, but Thaler's sort of starting to make the right wing his own position. Same with Rajkovic in the number 10 role, and Bordes is the partner to Rackler in the centre of defence. So we're going with the 4-2-3-1, they're going with a 4-3-3, and hopefully we can put that Bayern Munich result behind us and, as we said, pick up another bit of silverware for the season. There's very little seems to have happened in the first 10 minutes. We've had a couple of shots, but obviously not good enough to get a highlight from. Right, a corner for us. Rajkovic to take it from the left-hand side. Looks to swing it into the near post. It's gone up in the air. It's headed clear as far as Nuevo onto Rajkovic. It's still alive. Amrani coming into the box. And his shot takes a big deflection and goes behind for a corner from the same side. Rajkovic to take it again. Again, looks to swing it in at the near post. Rackler goes up, then gets the rebound once it comes down. It's across to Thaler. Nuevo. Rajkovic looks to play it into the box, but he's offside. And there we go, half-time 0-0. And we really should be in front based on the chances we've had. We've had to make 2 substitutions in that half, though. Both down the left-hand side. Thibault's off injured. Cochise is off injured. That means we've had to move Rackler to left back, and Vargas come on in the centre of defence, and Kerr's come on the left wing. But we need to be much better in the second half and put some of these chances away before the first highlight we see. I'm sure they'll score. They've gone long with the throw. We've won it. Kerr back to Varga. Into Goncalves in the midfield. Varga wide to Rackler. Down the line for Kerr. He gives it away to someone who's just come back on the pitch. And now this is the first highlight for them, but they've given it away to Amrani. Bordes back wide to Amrani. He brings it forward to Thaler over the top looking for Simoesh. It's headed clear only as far as Thaler, though. Cuts into the box and fires across the keeper. Lovely goal from Thaler. Did most of the work himself and puts us 1-0 up in the cup final. He looked for Simovic, it's headed clear as far as him. He then picks it up, drifts into the box, goes past his man, fires it across the keeper, in off the far post. And that's just 1-0 up and hopefully on our way to getting our hands on the silverware. They've gone long with a goal kick. Varga wins a header down to Rajkovic, back to Bordes. Into Thaler, back to Amrani. Thaler again down the right-hand side. Plays a lovely ball down the line for Goncalves, making the forward run. Goes past his man, cross up to the back post. Simovic heads it down against the post. And somehow we didn't knock the rebound in. And they've gone long from the goalkeeper. Varga again wins a header. It's been very, very dominant in the air. It's gone wide to Kerr. Into the box for Rajkovic. He's offside, even though he couldn't finish it. Right, Thaler back to Lakam. Coming forward from the midfield, goes across to Varga. Bordes into Lakam in midfield again. Lovely ball over the top. Home takes it down. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner. A decent save by the keeper, but a lovely ball from Lakam to put Home through. Now from the corner, Rajkovic to take it. Outswing it towards the near post. It's headed up in the air. It's still alive, but they've managed to clear it. Right, Rajkovic with a corner again. Another outswinger. It's headed up in the air. It's cleared as far as Thaler, who drives towards the edge of the box. Across to Lakam. Shot takes a huge deflection, comes back off the post, and they're able to clear the lines. Given how dominant we've been in this game, when you look at the match stats, really we should be more than 1-0 up, and it always gives them a chance if they can get a late break that might take this game to extra time. We've got less than 5 minutes of the normal 90 left to go. Hopefully we can hang on. And they've got a corner. It's swung in. Rackler gets his head on it. It's come back out. Lifted towards the back post. It's headed clear again. This time Kerr picks up the loose ball and drives away from our box. Goes back to Lakam. He lifts it down the line to Kerr again. Lakam into Rajkovic. He loses out, but Van Giesel picks the ball up. Finds Thaler down the right. Back to Bordes. Now we're doing well keeping the ball here. Thaler down the right. Gets to the byline. Back to Amrani. Takes it past his man Van Giesel. Back to Lakam from distance. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner. That would have been a screamer from that distance. Rajkovic should take the corner from the left this time. Lifts it in. It's headed up in the air. Thaler nods it down. Kerr lost out in the box. And they've hit it long upfield. And they've got the ball. And luckily it didn't come to anything. And there we are. Full time 1-0. Deserved victory. It should have been more. We didn't take the chances. Their keeper had a decent day as well. But we've added the League Cup to the Super Cup for our second trophy of the season. And hopefully it's just the second of many this season. We're going well in the league. We're going well in the Champions League. Obviously, once we hit the knockout stage of the Champions League, things might look a bit different. But overall, we've had a pretty strong start to season 16 and we're well on our way to our 8th successive league title as well. We've made it to the end of the January transfer window. We had a bit of a sticky spell immediately after the League Cup final, but overall things are still going pretty well. We followed the League Cup final up with a 1-1 draw away at Kilmarnock. We then went away to Rangers and we drew 2-2. We did get back on form with a 2-0 victory against Kilmarnock. We put 6 past Arbroath away from home. And then in the last match of the calendar year, we hammered Celtic 7-1 with a hat-trick from Mark Duffy, 2 goals from Cameron Home. Really kind of some of the bit part players coming up big there. And then into the new year, we started with a 2-0 victory away at Dundee United in the Scottish Cup. We won 6-0 at home against Maccabi Haifa in the Champions League. We won 4-2 against Dundee United in the league, which wasn't the best performance we've had this season, certainly. We then won our last Champions League game 1-0 at home against Galatasaray. But then in our last league game, we did lose 1-0 away at Hibs. What it means as far as the Champions League is concerned is we managed to finish 4th in the league phase with 6 wins and 2 losses, getting 18 points. So we managed to make it past the knockout playoff and into the round of 16. And as far as the league's concerned, we're 15 points clear of Hibs, having played the same number of games, 16 points clear of Celtic, having played a game less, and 21 points clear of Rangers, having played a game less as well. So we're in a pretty strong position as far as the league's concerned. Hopefully we can get that wrapped up pretty quickly and then focus all our attention on the Scottish Cup and the Champions League. But next up, we've got a league game at home against Hearts. As we said, the January transfer window has come and gone. We've managed to get through that window without signing anyone, without selling anyone. We're in pretty strong position, so we didn't really need to strengthen the squad, and we've managed to hold on to all of our key players as well. So hopefully we can go into this Hearts game and rebound from that disappointing defeat against Hibs. So this is the side we've picked for the game against Hearts. We do have a few injury issues. We've got Simoes and Tala, who both failed fitness tests. Alan Kerr is out injured as well. So what we've done is we've gone Cochise wide right, Cameron Holmes coming for Simoes through the middle, and we've brought Jordan Ash into the team on the left-hand side as a former Hearts player that we signed from their youth team. Hopefully we can keep Noah Paul quiet, because he is one of our former players and always seems to score goals against us. So we're going 4-3-3. They're going basically 7 at the back with 3 up front and no one in between. Right, they've got a throw in our half. Noah Paul tries to work it into the box. Nuevo cuts it out. Rajkovic onto Goncalves. Cochise now looking for Ash on the left. Cuts in onto his right foot into home. And the keeper turns it behind for a corner. That was almost a great start with a counter-attack there. Right, Nuevo with the throw. Just works to the edge of the box to Rakla, across to Amrani. Back to Amrani again. He fires from distance into the bottom corner. Puts us 1-0 up, and that's a great start to the game. So from the throw, we work it across the box. Rakla to Amrani. Back to Bordes. Back to Amrani. Works it into the box and just fires it across the keeper into the far post. Right, they've gone long with the goal kick. Ash into home. Rajkovic makes the run off him. Tries to square it. There's no one in the box. Goes straight to their keeper, who's going to be forced into clearing it long. Bordes wins the header. Goncalves picks it up. Drives forwards into the box. Squares it to Rajkovic. And he hits the post. Well, I thought he hit the post, but it's gone behind for a corner, which Rajkovic is going to come across the left-hand side to take. In swing it to the near post. It's up in the air. And they've cleared it as far as Nuevo. Right, Amrani to Cochise. Back to Bordes. Nuevo. Bordes. Goncalves. We're doing a lot of good work down this right-hand side. Amrani down the line looking for Cochise. Goes past his man. Low cross. Rajkovic fires it home from 6 yards. And we are on fire in this game. We're putting in a much better performance than we did in that last game against Hibs. Amrani down the line. Cochise just runs past the man, pulls it across. Any one of 3 players could have scored that, but it's Rajkovic that fires it home. Right, so they're bringing it out. Murphy runs too far with it. Bordes to Amrani. Driving down the outside. Gets to the byline. Stands across up into the middle of the box. Rajkovic holds off the defender. Heads it home. The keeper surely should have come and claimed that, because he scored it from inside the 6-yard area. Amrani just drives and drives on this right-hand side. Gets to the goal line. Dinks a cross in. Rajkovic just backing into the right back to stop him getting off the ground. Heads home. And we're doing pretty well so far. Right, Tebow with a throw. Ash into Nuevo. Goncalves wide to Amrani to drive forward on that right hand side again. Finds Goncalves in the box. Cochise now gets the byline. Squares it, then he scored an own goal. We did try to walk that one in. But that's the sort of thing you do when you're 3-0 up after less than half an hour. Right, a throw from the right, Nuevo. Home back to Nuevo. Lifts the ball towards the back post. The keeper comes and claims it. And then he goes long downfield. Rackler wins the header. Goncalves takes it down brilliantly. Cochise back to Bordes. Cochise, Amrani down the right with space to go into. He low cross this time. Cameron home across the keeper at the near post. 4-0, and we have been a really strong threat down that right hand side. Every time one of Amrani or Cochise gets the ball with some space to move into, they look a real threat here. Fires a low cross in, takes out 4 defenders between him and home. Keeper can't get there. And that's 4-0 as we approach half time. And there we are, half time, 4-0 up, dominant performance. Maybe a chance to take a couple of players off. Just there's a couple of players that are struggling a bit fitness wise. And save them for another day. Corner swung in, headed clear, and now they're breaking at pace here. Nice. What a break that is from them. And luckily they couldn't hit the target, but that's a wake-up sign if we thought the game was 100% over. Right, a corner for us from the left. Home to take it. Goes short to Turnbull, fires a low cross in, and Duffy turns it home from the penalty area, but I think we're going to be looking to see whether there's someone blocking the keeper's line of vision here. We're going to get a VAR check. And it's been given. So home goes short. Turnbull takes it and fires a low cross in. Duffy fires it. And what there was a VAR check there for, I don't know. And there we are, full time, 5-0, dominant performance. And great to get back on that winning form after that disappointing defeat against Hibs in the last game. And there we are, at the end of another episode. We've picked up another trophy. We've added the League Cup to the Super Cup that we'd already won. We've made it into the round of 16 of the Champions League. We're still in the Scottish Cup. And we are 17 points clear at the top of the league. Things are going really well. Hopefully, in the next episode, once the Champions League comes back into the knockout stages, we can continue on in the form we showed this season, and hopefully we can do what we did last season and wrap up the title basically as before we even get to the league split. I think we've got a pretty good chance of that as long as we keep the good form we've shown, especially like the results like that game against Hearts at the end of the episode there, and the big win we had against Celtic in the middle of the episode as well. So join us next time to find out if we can do all of that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.